At 2212 UTC on June 1st, 2026, the ground beneath southern Italy cracked open. A magnitude 6.5 earthquake struck the Tyrrhenian coast of Calabria, 10 kilometers southeast of Belvedere Marittimo, at a depth of just 25 kilometers. That depth matters a lot. And in the next few minutes, I want to tell you exactly why this event stopped seismologists cold, what the real danger is right now, and why this particular corner of Italy has been a geological time bomb for centuries. The numbers coming in from the EMSC, the European Mediterranean Seismological Center, are preliminary but consistent. Magnitude 6.5, coordinates 39.54 degrees north, 15.93 degrees east, depth 25 kilometers. For context, shallow earthquakes, those occurring above 70 kilometers depth, release the bulk of their energy toward the surface. The shaking at ground level is more violent, buildings absorb more stress, and if the epicenter is near water, the conditions for a tsunami become real. The Italian tsunami alert system, run by the CAT-INGV, was activated for assessment within minutes of the event. As of right now, no major tsunami warning has been issued, but coastal populations near Cosenza province were told to stay away from the shoreline as a precaution. Let me put Belvedere Marittimo on the map for you. It sits on the Riviera dei Cedri, the northern Tyrrhenian coast of Calabria, in the province of Cosenza. This is a stretch of coastline that faces directly west into the Tyrrhenian Sea, a semi-enclosed basin bordered by mainland Italy to the east, Sardinia to the west, and Sicily to the south. It is not a wide-open ocean. Tsunamis in the Tyrrhenian tend to be contained, but contained does not mean harmless, and the history of this region makes that very clear. The last time a tsunami struck the coasts of Italy with devastating force was December 28, 1908. The Messina earthquake, of magnitude 7.1, generated waves that reached 13 meters above sea level along parts of Calabria and Sicily. Tens of thousands of people never made it to morning. That event is now over a century old, but the fault systems that produced it are still there, still loaded, still moving at the same geological pace they always have. And what we found in the 2026 data is the part nobody is talking about yet. The Calabrian Arc is one of the most seismically complex zones in all of Europe. This is where the African plate and the Eurasian plate are locked in a slow, relentless collision. The African plate pushing northward and diving beneath the Eurasian plate in a process called subduction. The result is a curved system of faults that runs from Sicily through Calabria and into the Ionian Sea. Geologists call it the Calabrian Arc, and it has produced some of the most destructive earthquakes in Italian history. The 1783 sequence that flattened entire towns, the 1857 Basilicata earthquake, estimated at magnitude 6.9, and the 1908 Messina disaster. Each of these events was a reminder that the energy stored in this collision zone does not disappear. It accumulates. The specific area struck tonight sits in the northern sector of this arc, near the coast of Cosenza. The tectonic signature here involves extension. The crust is being stretched in some areas while being compressed in others, creating a patchwork of normal faults and thrust faults at relatively shallow depths. That 25-kilometer depth figure fits this profile almost exactly. It is not a deep slab event like the March 10th, 2026 magnitude 6.0 near Campobasso, which struck at 382 kilometers depth and was felt widely but caused minimal damage. Tonight's earthquake is fundamentally different. The energy was released close to the surface, in a zone with populated coastal towns, old masonry buildings, and a coastline directly exposed to the Tyrrhenian. What about the tsunami risk? Here is the honest scientific picture. For a submarine earthquake to generate a tsunami, 3 conditions generally need to be met. The epicenter must be at sea or very close to the coast. The fault movement must have a vertical component, meaning the seafloor actually rises or drops, and the magnitude must be sufficient to displace a large volume of water. A magnitude 6.5 event sits right at the lower boundary of tsunami generation potential. Most tsunamis in the Mediterranean have been generated by earthquakes above magnitude 6.5 to 7. Tonight's event is right on that threshold. The CAT-INGV, Italy's National Tsunami Warning Center, operates under the NEAMTWS framework, the Northeastern Atlantic, Mediterranean, and Connected Seas Tsunami Warning System, coordinated by UNESCO. The protocol requires real-time assessment of epicenter location, fault mechanism, and sea level gauge readings before issuing any warning level. The fact that no red level watch has been issued as of the time of this recording suggests that the initial fault mechanism analysis points to a predominantly strike-slip or oblique movement rather than a purely dip-slip rupture, the type that most efficiently generates tsunamis. But we are still in the first hour. Aftershocks are expected. Coastal monitoring continues. Now here is what most coverage is going to miss. This event does not exist in isolation. The southern Italian region has been experiencing an elevated period of seismic activity throughout 2026. In March, a magnitude 6.0 struck near Campobasso, unusually deep but widely felt. In May, The Campiflagre supervolcano system produced a magnitude 4.4 swarm that prompted school closures across Naples. Each of these events involves a different tectonic driver, but they all share one geographic reality. They are happening in the same geologically compressed zone where two major plates are converging. This is not coincidence. This is the baseline condition of southern Italy. The people who study the Calabrian arc have been saying for years that the region is statistically overdue for a large event. By large, they mean above magnitude 7. The last time the full arc ruptured at that scale was 1908. That is 118 years of accumulated stress. Tonight's 6.5 may be a partial release. It may be a foreshock to something bigger, or it may stand alone as the main event followed by weeks of smaller aftershocks. Seismology cannot yet tell you which scenario is unfolding in real time. What it can tell you is that the next 48 to 72 hours are the critical window. The probability of a major aftershock, magnitude 5 or above, following a 6.5 is statistically significant. In Calabria, with its building stock dominated by unreinforced masonry and hillside towns, aftershocks of that size can be as damaging as the original rupture. If you are watching this from Italy, or if you have family near Cosenza, Paola, or any part of the northern Calabrian coast, stay away from coastal areas until an official all clear is issued. Move to higher ground if you are near the water. Do not return to damaged buildings. And monitor the CAT-INGV website and Italy's Civil Protection Department for official updates. For everyone else watching, what tonight's event tells us is something geologists have known for decades, but that rarely makes headlines until the ground moves. The Calabrian arc is not a relic hazard. It is an active one. The plates have not stopped moving. The faults have not healed. The energy that has been accumulating since the last great rupture is still there, stored in the rock, waiting for the next slip. Whether tonight was that moment of release or just a precursor to something larger, that is the question every seismologist in Europe is now working to answer. If this channel has helped you understand what is happening tonight, subscribe so you do not miss the follow-up coverage as new data comes in. The science is still unfolding, and so are we.